Hello everyone and welcome back to Destiny. We are currently in the second week of the Festival of the Lost. I'm having a lot of fun, but we are eagerly anticipating the October 30th update. This is going to bring update 2.0.5, and amongst other things, the update will be bringing a new quest for us to solve the mystery of Cryptarch Master Ives' death. And as we have come to learn through some very reputable leaks in addition to some data mining to find some very interesting files, it looks like we will be rewarded with the Thunderlord exotic, the exotic machine gun from Destiny 1. Now, the same person who leaked that information, Reddit user Anon9, has also started leaking some very interesting information regarding the fall 2019 content release and even details about Destiny 3. In a Reddit thread I posted last week, Anon9 graced me with his presence and informed us that Destiny 3 is in fact in production right now, and that moreover, Christopher Barrett himself is leading up the charge as game director. In addition to that, through some other posts, we're now learning a lot more potential details about Destiny 3 than we thought we'd be getting this early on. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, even though Anon9 has been 100% correct on all previous leaks, remember to take all of this information with a grain of salt. None of it has been confirmed by Bungie, and none of it probably will be anytime soon. So it all started last week when I made this post on Reddit. Tower Thought: Bungie should have a solid base running version of Destiny 3 by now, given their track record for development and assuming it's coming out in fall of 2020. I believe this was how long they had after Luke Smith took over for D2 after the release of The Taken King. This also assumes that we will be getting another major expansion in fall of 2019. I'm loving Forsaken right now in the moment, but it is always fun to imagine what is going on behind their closed doors. Now, I didn't really expect to get much interaction with this thread. After all, it is pretty early on before Destiny 3, but then I got this surprising response from Anon9 himself. Nope, the development is starting right now. Chris Barrett, game director, Luke Smith still there in a big role. I then proceeded to DM this person about the timeline of the release, and Anon did confirm a 2020 release for Destiny 3, and through several other Reddit threads, he confirmed the release of a second major expansion coming in fall of 2019, around the same size and scope as Forsaken, complete with its own annual pass. Now, the real interesting thing, of course, is the alleged director of Destiny 3 being Christopher Barrett, with Luke Smith still having a large role, but not the leading role. If I could pick anyone to be the director of Destiny 3, it would hands down be Christopher Barrett. He seems to be the most in tune with what players want and expect out of Destiny, and he's delivered great results time and time again. I'm also excited that Luke Smith is still on board. I wouldn't expect anything different, to be honest. Luke Smith's strength seems to be in the endgame space, particularly raids, so if he is able to concentrate all of his efforts onto the endgame, I think we can expect some pretty stellar results. And with some of the interesting pieces of information that Anon9 has been leaking over the past week, it seems like that's exactly where things are headed. The big topic is how Destiny 3 may be catering more to a hardcore player base, and to the point that casual players that only put in maybe a couple hours a week may actually leave the game. Now, that last piece sounds more like a concern that some of the studio heads have as opposed to an actual thing that they're going for. As much as I would want them to cater to the hardcore, I'm sure they still want to appeal to as broad of an audience as possible. It just makes the most business sense. So perhaps this is simply a challenge that the designers now have to take on as they start to make this more of a hardcore game. Now, this whole topic was mentioned supplementing another leak from Anon9, mentioning that we would be getting numbers and more specific descriptions this time around in Destiny 3, leaning more into the sort of RPG side of things. So, meaning that no more phrases like greatly increases or for a short time after, more casual friendly terms that we know right now in Destiny. We're finally going to be getting hard numbers and hard stats. More what you see in games like Diablo or The Division, appealing to those who like to min-max and optimize every single piece of gear that they have. Now, the next detail Anon9 shared was in reference to some of the gameplay experiences we may have to look forward to. He or she went on to explain that our Guardian will be able to wield darkness powers, and that we can expect there to be some kind of PvEvP type experience. So that means we might be fighting Guardians as we try to fight for territory. This is giving some serious World of Warcraft vibes, and I really like it. Now, of course, it's way too early to start speculating, but this could be something that they introduce into Patrol. It could be its own mode. Maybe it has to do with factions. Factions are still pretty sort of up in the air as far as what their real value is in the overall story, so this could be a way of really leveraging that asset. So a lot of really interesting things about Destiny 3, and that's not even the entire package. Finally, Anon the 9 shared this post on Reddit, simply showing a NASA picture of Europa, one of Jupiter's largest moons, and simply stating, "Can't wait." In the comments, Anon clarified that this was in reference to a destination that we will be visiting in Destiny 3, and of course, if you are a longtime Destiny fan, you may have come across this piece of concept art showing what looks like an abandoned facility of some kind. We very clearly see that this is Europa because of all the ice and snow, and of course we see Jupiter there looming in the background. So all in all, Europa isn't too much of a big surprise. I do fully expect to be exploring brand new destinations in Destiny 3. I would sort of expect nothing less. And as far as everything else goes, it all sounds pretty good. I like hearing these little selling points for D3 to put my mind at ease as to the direction of where we're headed. Let me know what you think of everything in the comments below. Now, quickly, as far as the 2019 release, I expect this to be the expansion that explores Savathun and her invasion into our system. Perhaps it's to take over the leadership of the Taken. I expect this to be where we next see Eris Morn as well. So I suppose the Taken Queen can still continue to be a placeholder title until we know what the 2019 expansion is all about. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, a like is much appreciated. If you'd like to continue this topic, I do have a couple written pieces over on nerdon.tv. I'll leave the links down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for tons more gaming content coming very soon. We have a Let's Play of Red Dead Redemption 2 starting on Monday. You definitely don't want to miss that. But anyways, thanks for watching, happy gaming, and I will see you all next time.